Donald Trump has just given Vladimir Putin 2 weeks to prove he's serious about peace in Ukraine. But with deadlines repeatedly extended, Russia still bombing Kyiv, and Ukraine refusing to concede land, many are asking, is Trump brokering peace or paving the way for Putin's victory? Let's break this down. Trump has once again set a 2-week deadline, this time ending around September 5th. He claims that by then, he'll know if Putin is willing to meet with Zelenskyy and push forward peace negotiations. But here's the catch. Trump has used this same line before, only to push it back again and again. Critics on social media are calling it deadline theater. All talk, no enforcement. Despite Trump's optimism after his Alaska summit with Putin and his White House meeting with Zelenskyy, there's no actual movement. Russia's foreign minister says there's no plan for a Putin-Zelenskyy sit-down because, quote, the agenda isn't ready. Meanwhile, Russian missiles are still hitting Kyiv. Trump himself called one of the latest strikes disgusting. So here's the paradox. While Trump pushes for peace, Putin is escalating the war. Remember Trump's campaign promise? He said he'd end the war in 24 hours. But reality is very different. Instead of pushing for a quick ceasefire, Trump has now pivoted toward a comprehensive peace deal, one that could involve Ukraine giving up territory. That shift aligns more closely with Moscow's demands, and less with what Ukraine and Europe want. And that's why critics say Trump isn't forcing Putin to the table. He's pressuring Zelenskyy to surrender. Zelenskyy, on the other hand, has been crystal clear. No deal without ironclad security guarantees. He wants NATO-like protection or something close. But Trump has already ruled out NATO membership for Ukraine. He's also ruled out U.S. troops on Ukrainian soil. That leaves Zelenskyy caught in the middle, too weak to face Russia alone, but pressured not to ask too much from the West. Here's where it gets interesting. Trump is betting everything on his personal relationship with Putin. He even described Putin as very respectful of him, but not respectful of others. He's hinted at using big symbolic gestures, like inviting Putin to the 2026 World Cup in the U.S. That might sound bizarre, but it's part of Trump's strategy. Keep Putin engaged, keep him talking. The problem? Engagement without pressure may actually strengthen Russia's hand. Europe is nervous. Leaders in Paris, Berlin, and London are warning that Trump's alignment with Moscow could fracture NATO unity. China, meanwhile, backs Russia's inclusion in any talks. That tilts the balance further toward Putin. And here's the geopolitical nightmare. If Trump pushes Ukraine into a deal that involves giving up territory, it could embolden Russia, weaken NATO, and reshape the security order in Europe for decades. So here we are. Trump's 2-week clock is ticking. But ask yourself, is this really about peace or about optics? If September 5th comes with no progress, Trump will face a tough choice. Double down with sanctions and pressure, or quietly kick the can down the road again. Either way, Ukraine remains under fire, Europe remains divided, and Putin still holds the upper hand. And that leaves one haunting question. Is Trump really negotiating peace or writing history on Russia's terms?